You guys, look how much my mom knows that I love Zelda, okay? Just think about that for a second. So I really like Twin Flame All-Star YouTuber. I really just loved Twin Flame All-Star 1111. So you can look him up. And I've just been kind of guided by spirit, feeling, which I just call love. So I'm just going to say love. I've just been guided by love to feel like, things are going to work out, and that I don't really need to, like, watch the, readings and stuff anymore. I'm just kind of like, because it's almost like, not that it takes away from the specialness of like my relationship with you, but it's almost like I feel like I'd rather just do my own thing and find the answers through another way, so but yeah, I like doing these. I think that there's a period in time where on your soul journey you kind of like absorb information and you're collecting, and then you reach a point where now you want to start creating it. And so I think I'm at that point now. And it's very relaxing, to talk about this. I think this came out, this is something I'm still working on. But what I was going to say about All Star is that I love that he said it's a choice to be united. And I think that, deep down we both know that. I did have a dream last night, and we went on a date. That was another dream I had, but I just kind of got kind of sidetracked thinking, but it was almost like kind of what I'm realizing today, that it is a choice. And so I really liked hearing that, and just kind of letting that resonate, because there's always going to be stuff to heal, and that does really comfort me to know that even though I'm like I've got all this powder on, because I'm healing a candida / athlete's foot rash, and so, but it's healing, and it's kind of nice to know that, like, I could still be with my twin if I have these scars and stuff. So that was really comforting, and it does really resonate with the dream I had last night. That was like it was almost like I'd gone somewhere, and then you were upset, kind of like said something online like, oh, you think you're so fancy because you're like eating like fancy food somewhere else, and what that said to me was, because at first, like, I was like kind of like, I guess, angry. I don't know like how to explain it, but then I realized, like, behind that like message was, I wish you were like with me. I just and that heart that you drew really did, like,
save me that um like I'm hesitant to even say that because like I don't want you to feel like my life's like in your hands, you know. I don't want you to have that responsibility or anything. I was just, you know, the same reason I'm crying now is because I've never in this lifetime, I guess, felt like that wanted by someone, you know, and just loved like that. And so I know that there is always something behind the, like, you know, what appears to be like a negative emotion. Like I'm even starting to realize that like some of the people that would like talk about me, it's really not what you think, or what I would think. Like it's more of like they're just trying to like it's kind of like kids, you know, like we're gonna talk about each other, and like if you're doing something that's like out of the ordinary, like that's more noticeable, you know. And I don't mean to break the mold to get attention or anything. I just kind of, I've had so much pressure from all angles in my life journey that it just like comes out. And like that is my, you know, true authentic personality is you know, as well, especially when I'm not sick, super hyper, super energetic, super positive, you know, and even like to a naive degree, which I think you like are starting to understand that, you know. But like um I just think that's cool that like, you know, we could be together whenever. And there's you know, we've gone through a lot together, and like I don't want to go to Hawaii without you. I definitely want to go. um and I definitely don't want to like put my life on hold, because like that is something that has like depressed me and uh made me feel suicidal, because I've literally put my life on hold for like 20 26 years for other people, and I'm 28, so like it was, there was a period of my time that obviously I learned to like nourish my mind, body, and soul. But I think that that's what we should be doing all the time. And yeah, I think the more I'm talking about it, I'm just realizing like I've let like other things, like I realize now that like I chose, like I willingly gave away my energy and stuff. And you know, I did think I was doing the right thing, and I do think I did the best I could given the circumstances. And you know, I think that I always do that, because I want things to be like balanced, and I just have like extreme amounts of love for people, because I you know, came here to heal people, and I came here to heal myself, and that's kind of what I'm learning. So like I definitely, you know, like want to go on dates and go with you everywhere. And you know, I hope that you don't feel like I don't want to do that, you know. And spirit is like really pushing this out of me, and I'm trying to figure out how to say it in a very like gentle way. I started realizing that like there is like on your end with stuff, like you're kind of figuring out, you know, what you want to do and how you feel. And so sometimes that gets put on me as responsibility, and I think we do that to each other. So I'm not saying it's just you. I know that we both have started, you know, arguments out of like almost like we'll start an argument because we're worried that we won't be together, which is really funny when you think about it, because it's like we both feel the same way, you know, and that's why like this pain is coming out, because it's pain from the past and, you know, other things. So it's just kind of what we're used to, is like maybe people using us, right? Like, so you know, that's why you've really touched me, because I don't feel like you know, I feel like this is a very authentic relationship, and I just think anyone would be so lucky to have this relationship, you know, and so I'm really lucky, and cooler than everyone. So but yeah, let's go together, you know. I just like, I just want you to know that I'm not gonna take full responsibility for us not being together, and I don't want you to either. So maybe that's the way to say it. But you know, I like, it can really, this is interesting because it's a spiritual minded community, and that's the Twin Flames community. So for anyone else watching this, from the other healers, you know, they might consider my unity a soulmate. I don't. I think that there are levels of flames, so I just consider this a unity of just everything I wanted, you know? And there aren't words for it, and I think that's why we have such a hard time figuring out what to say, and especially if we have been emotionally stunted as children because we had trauma and abuse. And you know, even I really like that Teal Swan exposes this and shed lights on it, because she said, you know, we can't really avoid trauma, you know, because we're always learning, we're always like advancing to, you know, like new information and figuring out how to like better parent our children. So we like, we can't expect our parents to be perfect or even nice, because like I've gone to like 4 different doctors, and like I could tell that they were so just tired and like and drained of energy that they didn't have the necessary equipment to talk to me and to figure out how to heal me. And so that did kind of push me to find ways to heal myself. So it's like that's another thing that I'm really strong like feelings of, that's, you know, love is giving me, is like it will almost like seem like a bad thing that's happening, but it is actually a good thing. And I think that was like, you know, your message to me too. So like, you know, I just like, I hope that you don't feel like I guess I don't know if the right word's embarrassed about being shy, or just like, you know, making a move, or, you know, that kind of thing, because I've done it and it's extremely hard. Like it was terrifying to go knock on your door, and like, especially because like I kept getting the affirmations that you know, in the 3D physically, that wasn't the right place, but then like spiritually, you know, I was being like, just could feel something else, and so that was really confusing. You know, but that was that's part of like the lesson, is like not putting so much thought into what we're seeing, but what we're feeling. And I did feel like very closely when I was, you know, just kind of walking by your part of town. I just felt like a little girl that had a crush. And so that's like piecing some stuff together that you've done for me too right now. I don't know, I just admit we're both like really shy and sensitive, and we've been extremely hurt and traumatized, and like we're healing all that stuff together. And I just consider us united. I have deep down, like my soul has felt that way the whole time. When I first started dreaming about you, I that's when our souls, were already united, and so like we already are, and that's how I feel. I just feel like we already are, and that was kind of the epiphany that I had this morning when I woke up after I had a dream about you. Just kind of like, it was obvious that past the anger, because I almost just because of my life experience, there's stuff with like people getting angry with me that does trigger my fight or flight, because of the circumstances that I grew up in, and just a lot of people that have been in my life. So, like, it's almost like it wants to be triggered, but because I've had so many dreams that show me the truth that's behind the anger and but it's really sadness. So I don't even want to say anger. It's just sadness and pain. That like you wanted to be with me. And that's, like, go on like physical dates and be with me like in person as well, as sharing our dreams together. And so like, I mean, that your love in general is so intense that like anyone in my position would, I think, have a really hard time like processing all of that anyways, because it's so much. And I mean, I don't feel like anyone's been loved this much, but like I don't want to say that and take away from other people's experience. I just can't believe it, it really is so much. And like you need to hear that. Like I know I can, send you that and stuff, but like I do feel like physical confirmation is like really nice, because it helps like connect all that stuff. It's just a lot, like I've just never had that much ever, and I just really, I can't believe like anyone could experience love like that. I if there's really anything to say, I think that one is for you for sure. Well, I think something else that occurred to me, because I have been meditating more, and like I really needed that, because I just pick up everyone's energy, and then I almost feel like it's like gonna be like exhausting to go to like meditate, or like sometimes I just don't want to, and I can't explain it. It's just I think that in some ways that I do like to learn the hard way, because it's like easier for me, because that's when I like really like know something like hardcore, you know? So I think that is something about me. And I was just thinking, like, you know, maybe you're like that too, I don't know, but like since we're two soul, like I think that's why stuff gets so confusing because like we're like gender is what we are creating as a society, and you know I recently come to find that like they sell things to boys and girls, so they make it look like this is boy, this is girl, just so they can like sell double the stuff.